What's up, you guys, and welcome to a whole new episode of Toni Approved. Are y'all ready to talk Renaissance? Because you already know at Toni Approved, when Beyonce drops an album, we gonna dive into some things for real. Beyonce has released her 7th studio album, and when I tell you once again Beyonce has shaken up the music industry to its core, if it's one thing this album has revealed, it has revealed that there is a clear distinction between a Beehive member and a Beyonce fan. If you've been following me on TikTok, you already know that I've been excited about this album ever since Beyonce reset all of her profile pictures. So let's go ahead and get into this album, because I am excited to talk about it and ready to talk about everything that I've noticed along with some other Beehive members around me. If this is your first time checking out my channel, please make sure that you like and subscribe so you can stay in the know of everything that Toni Approved has coming at you. So when we get into the track listing of this album, I feel like the track list definitely made a statement. Beyonce put it out solo by itself, and what's crazy is the Beehive members was choosing favorite songs before we even knew what songs was on the album. When I saw that Beyonce was starting this album off with a song called I'm That Girl, I already knew that I was gonna have to listen to this song twice. I was really excited about Church Girl to see what that was gonna be about, along with Plastic Off the Sofa and Virgo's Groove. Those titles really had me anxious to hear exactly what it is that Beyonce was gonna talk about for this album. And let's talk about the anxiousness for an example. Beyonce literally had me a choke hold for the 72 hours before this album drops. I literally felt like I was just waiting around, just waiting for this project to actually hit. I couldn't really listen to any other music because I was just so excited and anxious just to see what her next sound was going to be, what the next evolution was going to be. And I knew that this album was going to be something that I was really going to enjoy, and it was going to help take me to the next place in my life. And that's what I needed right now at this moment. But really what helped send it through the roof was this album cover. One word to describe it: everything. I never in my life thought that we would ever see Beyonce naked on her album cover. This album cover is giving grown Beyonce. She's on a disco horse. Now, of course, people have been on horses before when it comes to photo shoot, but of course Beyonce gonna come out and do something different. She's gonna be on a disco horse, and it perfectly describes the type of feel that we're gonna get from this project and this album. It's also giving me freedom and fearlessness, uniqueness, like definitely owning your power and who you are and not being afraid to express yourself in any type of way that you see fit. I'm that girl. When I went back and listened to it the second time, that's how I just knew that this album was going to really stick, because the first track is really different. It's Beyonce asserting herself, but in a real gangsta smooth type way. It's not the diamonds and it's not the pearls. It's really that Beyonce's that girl. And that whole "these mother effers ain't stopping me" that's in the background, it lets you know the type of energy that we coming in off the gate, riding in on this Renaissance horse on. This beat gets me pumped up, confident, and makes me feel like, okay, yes, I got this, because ain't nobody stopping me. And she started us off with a nice, crisp run. And then we slide into comfortable in my skin, cozy, cozy. This right here, yes ma'am, this is the type of track that my inner child needs to hear. I love the fact that Beyonce added in T.S. Madison in the background to give all of these different descriptions of the beautiful black display of blackness that our people give, just to end it up with, yeah, I'm black. I love the fact that this song is one of those self-motivating songs that just teaches you and reminds you, hey, be comfortable in your skin and who you are. I love the fact that she changed the lyrics from being personal to her to personal to us. She survived all she been through. Survived all you been through. Confident. It taps into that personal connection that Beyonce has with her fans, and it just resonates with us and reminds us that, yeah, we got this. And especially for individuals who don't hear that they are great on a daily basis, whether they be young adults, old adults, people just moving through life, sometimes that's something you really need to hear. So to hear it from Beyonce is always great. I'm too classy for this world. Forever I'm that girl. Alien Superstar is definitely one of my favorites. I feel like this title track perfectly describes Beyonce because in reality, she really is an alien superstar, man. For Beyonce to be the top tier quality vocalist that she is and entertainer, the way she puts her music and projects together, this particular song makes you feel so good when you're listening to it. It gives me the vibe that I used to get listening to Destiny's Child Happy Phase back in the day. And I love the fact that it echoes unique throughout the entire song. That just reminds you once again that you're unique, you're special, you got this, you're an alien superstar, you really are that girl, you know, for all the female fans out there. It's a great song. I really enjoy it. Some Beehive members are also getting some haunted vibes from this track too, and it's making it feel real good, as well as hearing a little bit of a feature verse possibly coming in for a remix. Cuff It is that timeless old school song that I promise is going to be played forever. It's that groove that you can play when you skating, when you're at a feel-good event for your friends, when you're at a family reunion or a barbecue outside in the backyard. This song is just really going to get everybody into a great mood. There are multiple breakdowns within this record that just get you super excited. Of course, Beyonce's vocals is on 10 along with her backgrounds. This song, once again, reminds you of different songs throughout Beyonce's catalog. You're getting some vibes of Lay Up Under Me and that type of feel.
I feel like falling in love. I was out shopping, thinking of something I should get you.
I also personally got a little bit of, there's this old remix to Jumpin' Jumpin' that was kind of like a house remix that Beyonce did her own little thing on at the end, and it reminds me a little bit of that remix as well. This song also took me up because it's like, okay, even though I already knew you weren't going to give us a whole album of house music, because Beyonce never sticks to just one sound on a project, you went ahead and switched it up. We bounced a little bit from being on the dance floor in the gay club to being more at the club on the old school night. It's like, okay, this is also another record for the individuals that's missing Beyonce singing, because she's not really rapping on this one. She's singing and giving us some vibes. And this is where we start to enter the transitions when they're really, really nice, because there's a nice transition here from Cuff It to Energy.
None of that may be energy.
Now, when we get to Energy, Energy is bringing back that house beat. It features Beam on it, and I'm so glad he's on this track because he really brought that energy, that energy vibe to the whole song. One of the things that I was most excited about for this project was to hear what Beyonce had to say and all the little things that she was going to add into her lyrics. Some Beehive members feel like her line,
I just entered the country with derringers because them Karens just turned into terrorists,
is a reply to the whole Capitol riot thing that happened with them Karens and them terrorists. Even her describing what her life is like when she come through the club and everybody, oh my God, there's Beyonce. Like, the fact that she noticed that and she knows that happened when she goes around places, it's just super great. If it's one thing Energy does, and transition greatly into Break My Soul. Break My Soul is literally even more of that girl ever since Beyonce has dropped it for the album. I'm not going to go into full details of my thoughts on Break My Soul because I've already done that on a separate video. But yes, Break My Soul is the perfect single. I feel like preferably Beyonce will go #1 with Break My Soul while this album hits #1. That would be completely sickening because that would mean that Beyonce went #1 on a record without a video or a live performance, literally by just putting it out with some magazine pictures. Like, that's queen type status.
oh, drop it like a thotty, drop it like a thotty. I say now pop it like a thotty, pop it like a thotty.
Now with Church Girl, what's interesting about this record is when I first saw the title, I was like, dog, I hope Beyonce give us a nice stinking gospel song. And she did that. She came through with some pure, beautiful gospel vocals. But I was having that conversation with my sister, and she said that she thought that Beyonce was really just going to turn the song on its head. And that's exactly what she did. I love the fact that when you really listen to this record, she's describing that feeling of when it's just like, hey, I need a release. I need to get to the dance floor and enjoy my life. And it's kind of like a play on like for good people, good energy. When you're saying like a church girl, that's someone that has pride in herself and carries themselves in a certain type of way. But right now it's time for us to release that energy on the dance floor. It's also one of those self-love songs, just reminding us that we were born free, and I'm just gonna love myself and not care about what nobody else think, because the only person that can judge me is me. But seriously though, those gospel vocals, I was really excited and super thankful that she added them at the beginning and the end of the song. You can tell that Beyonce just really had fun putting this album together, and she really literally went into the studio and put out not only what she felt like everyone wanted to hear and needed to hear, but also the type of music that she wanted to put out. This album is literally a reflection of Beyonce, and I love the fact that she's able to put out exactly the music that she wants.
I like it, baby.
Now, Plastic Off the Sofa. This is another singing record, and Beyonce is doing so many amazing runs on this song.
To the face you make.
I love the fact that it's a beautiful love song. For me, I'm just gonna take a guess and assume that it's plastic off the sofa, because you know, when you keep the plastic on the sofa, it's kind of like an old school reference of kind of protecting yourself and protecting your furniture. But by taking the plastic off the sofa, you're exposing the beauty of the plastic to the world and allowing it to be vulnerable to stains and all the rest of that stuff. And that's what it's giving me for love, like just being raw and vulnerable with how much she loves love. Not to be comparing artists, but a lot of people do like to compare Beyonce to Jasmine Sullivan and try to say that, you know, one sings better than the other. But in reality, their vocal textures are just different. And this song is a great example that anything that Jasmine Sullivan can throw at Beyonce, Beyonce can throw right back, and vice versa, of course. Because Jasmine's vocals are top tier. Virgo's Groove, man, is another singing record. This is the longest song on the album, and for me, it gives me a little bit of feel of Rocket. Not necessarily the same vibe, but just that whole feeling of not wanting the song to end and being all about vocals. That's what this is giving me. I love to hear Beyonce sing a beautiful love song and to sing about how much she loves Jay-Z. It's such a nice groove with vibes of disco and funk. Move is the second track that is that has a feature on here with Grace Jones and TEMS. Now, Move is one of those songs that we definitely feel like that song was actually probably recorded around the time that she recorded The Lion King, and she may have just set that to the side for her own album, which I'm glad she did. This album definitely needed some Afrobeat added to it, because we know Beyonce loves Afrobeat. And this song is so clean. I really like it a lot. And I love the change up that the beat gives you. It just takes you into a whole nother groove. It just really gives you that feeling of being at a party with your friends, feeling good off some drinks and just enjoying it, letting them hips just move, move, move. Now, Miss Heated is definitely giving us second single type vibes. I mean, the Beehive already feels like this song is radio ready. You ain't got to edit it too much, and we can just go ahead and put that one right out. Everybody literally loves Heated. I've seen that all over social media. Everybody who I've talked to about the album says that Heated is a standout favorite of theirs. It's giving ballroom, and we love it. I love the fact that Beyonce is shouting out all of the different items that she wears, like Ivy Park, Chanel, and Tiffany diamonds, of course. Beyonce is clapping back at the haters and saying exactly what we be saying. And then it's a beautiful tribute to Beyonce's Uncle Johnny, which this just taps into Beyonce's love for the LGBTQ community, and the fact that she really honestly put out an album that is just for us in a way, to celebrate what it's like to be gay and black. Really, that's really what it is on some levels, but I digress. The elements of the fans that she's added into this song, even when it comes to her quote of Uncle Johnny, it's like, Beyonce, how dare you? How dare you tell your competition her spandex dress looks a mess? Like, how dare you?
That's that big, that's that nana, that oochie coochie la la. Yeah, that's that Fiji.
Now, Miss Thick is another song that's made for the ballroom because that beat is so nice. It's also a nice model walk song. I can see a lot of the modeling troops at Florida A&M University modeling and walking to this. And I love Beyonce's inflections once again. This is another great transition track at the very end, how it transitions into All Up in My Mind.
I tried to get all up in your mind. It stops at a crime.
For me personally, this song really gives me feature B. I love it when Beyonce's featured on a track and a person may be singing or rapping and she's going behind them, giving the backgrounds and just adding a little sprinkle of Beyonce. To me, that's what she's giving throughout this record when she started adding in the backgrounds, and I really like it. Once again, this is another record that the Beehive can hear Gaga on, so that's very exciting. And I love that bass at the beginning of it. I love a good track where it opens with the bass.
America has a problem.
For this one, I'm also getting double meaning when it comes to the title of the album. I think that it is true. America really definitely has a problem right now. But also, the music industry has a problem because Beyonce is back. You get it? This is another one of those records where you can tell that Beyonce is definitely just having fun on this record, and the backgrounds are sick. Once again, I love the lyrics, and when Beyonce adds in her little spicy talk, this might not be a popular opinion, but I love it when Beyonce says the N-word. It's just the way she says it. If it's anybody I'm going to accept it from, it's definitely going to be Beyonce. Even when it comes to that, I don't even think she's saying it just to say it. It's more of like a connecting with those particular audience members that song, that particular word connects with in a way. But of course, you have to be black to get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It should cost $1 billion to look this. I see you want it and you're
Pure Honey. Now, this is one of those records that a lot of Beehive members was hoping that Beyonce would do some type of switch with the beats. I definitely think that there's a switch in the beats because there's definitely a clear distinction between Pure and Honey. I like both of them. Honey is giving me Cherry vibes from Blow. I love the fact that Beyonce found and added in the Miss Honey sample. And when it comes to Pure's lyrics, it's really giving you a choice of the type of chick that you want to be. The Renaissance album really is a party. Like, you gonna really have us jumping all the way to the end of the album, B? You ain't even gonna slow it down for us? You gonna have us jumping all the way out the door? Okay.
I'm gonna take you all the way. Baby,
Summer Renaissance as a final track definitely just is perfect. Y'all know how I feel about the final tracks and either make me want to start the whole album over, and Summer Renaissance definitely does. The lyrics are bomb, and I feel like it gives you that final track impact that Formation did for Lemonade. Even when it comes to the final bars of the record, it kind of hits home like the same way the final bars of Formation hit home. Of course, the Donna Summer sample made you just want to dance so you can't dance no more. And that's, once again, drives home the feeling and the meaning of this project. And just like that, the album was over. As a Beehive member, I am extremely thankful and happy that Beyonce put out this project. It was definitely needed. She definitely made me cry when she put out the message about being thankful that we didn't listen to the leaks right before the album came out. That was so special because throughout this entire time, Beyonce has really been doing things in the short period of time since she's announced this album to cater specifically to her fan base. She secretly put out her mystery box only on her website, didn't publicly announce it, only enough for the Beehive members to get each other together and say, hey, Beyonce's putting out mystery boxes. She did the same thing with the limited edition vinyl, as well as really being online, paying attention to, hey, your fans really adore and love your music, so much so that we're going to wait to when you originally said you were going to put it out, because we respect you and we know how much you put into your project and the type of dedication. So we already know what this is. We already know how excited it's going to be. We already know it's going to shake the table, and as excited as we were to hear it, why rush to the leaks? Because they won't even be that good. But the better question is, what did you think of Renaissance? Did you enjoy it? Were you waiting for it? Was this everything that you was expecting? Drop down in the comment section and let me know. Beyonce says we're going to enjoy and take our time with this music, so I'm going to enjoy and take my time with making response videos. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you will continue to come back to my channel and check out my other commentary on not only Beyonce but other artists that I have featured on my channel that are also currently Toni Approved. Until next time, God bless.